It is 20 past 12 on a Wednesday night, technically Thursday morning, becoming a bit of a habit, as you can tell. I was meaning to make a video, I think it was last week when I broke 500 subscribers to celebrate. So this video is going to be a mini celebration. Sorry it's not bigger. In the future I'll make bigger celebrations, especially when I hit 1,000. But I really appreciate hitting 500 subscribers. Now this number's been fairly close for quite a while, and I've been watching it slowly get closer and closer, and then just all of a sudden, I don't know, 8 or so people came through and tipped it over, and I just thought that to me is great. And then it's a few people over 500 subscribers now. Now I know it's not a huge number, but for me it's huge because it's something which I'm trying to make an enjoyable channel and worth watching. So people who subscribe and support the channel mean the world to me. So to show my appreciation, I'm going to do a bit of a doodle. Now I'm not always going to be doodling on this channel. I am planning on doing other videos of more classical drawing and fine art or classical fine art rendering, some painting, some documentation of different art events that I attend, and some storytelling. That is something which I am invested in as well. Although part of me thinks that if people like the ink-based artwork, maybe I should focus on that. I'm of two minds, but I really do have several things that I practice, so I don't know. I'm not too sure. Something I do want to talk about quickly is that in the previous video, which was called It Has Been Crazy, that's what it was called. It has been crazy. But in that previous video, I talk about... Sorry, something's just come up on the screen. Distractions. In that video, I talk about... I announce a couple of workshops that I am doing this week on Friday and Sunday. That's not happening now. I mean, the workshops are happening, but they're being postponed, and it was supposed to be until next week. And I was given some dates, and I promoted those dates and told some people about it. And then those aren't happening because it's got to be specific days, and the dates fell on other days. Now, the dates that they suggested, because they wanted it to be specific days, basically they wanted it to be a Friday and a Sunday. The Sunday I'm not free. And so I told them I'm not free on that Sunday. So maybe the weekend afterwards, the Friday and Sunday afterwards, which falls into next month, because we're currently in September of 2023, it would fall into October, early October, and one day before the end of the exhibition ends on the 7th of October, and one day after. And I mean, it's kind of tricky if they pick the 6th, actually. Maybe I should take that back, because that's the launch of the Plankton exhibition, which I really would like to be there for that. I suppose it's only 2 hours that I'd be doing the workshop, so I could do that and then go to the Plankton exhibition. It's a bit busy. It's a busy time. But yeah, that's been something which has been going on lately. There's also another exhibition which I'm doing on Saturday in 2 days. If we consider this Thursday, 2 days. And that's something with which I've been talking about. That's still on, but I'm going to have to make a promo video for that because I said that I would, and I can. I just, I say yes to things and then I think, oh my God, this is actually sooner than I considered. I'm trying to make work for the Plankton project, which is, I mean, that's not as soon, so I should maybe hold off on that because I think that's not due until the 30th, whereas the next exhibition is the 23rd. So I need to get the work done for the 23rd. And it's just the film that I said I'd make for them. And I also need to make something for mine. My work's done, but it needs to be varnished quite heavily because it's probably going to rain on the day. My work's made out of cardboard and paper, so it'll probably melt. So the person who organises the exhibition has given me some kind of plastic signboard thing that I can cut up. So I need to do that. Probably going to be a tomorrow job. So yeah, and then there's another thing that I wanted to do, which is a painting of the cattle market that is featured on this channel a couple of times, because the auctioneer there expressed interest in purchasing one of my paintings, and I haven't even started it. So all I did today was I primed the board. I was going to film it. I was going to film doing things today. I normally do, but I thought I can't at the moment. I need to just do things and get them done. So yeah, but this was a fun piece to do. This is a fun little doodle, because writing out at the beginning, when I wrote out the celebrating 500 subscribers, didn't come as naturally as I've done before. Before, I've been able to just write on surfaces and just consider the spacing, and it's worked out. But I think that's a left brain thing, and I must have been working on my right brain when I did that, because the spacing wasn't right, the measurements weren't right, and it's still wonky even with using a ruler. It just went awry. But I thought it's not going to be perfect. It's just going to be in the realm of straight lettering, somewhere around there. So it's not amazing. So forgive me for my sloppy writing skills or kind of sign writing skills. I'm not a professional sign writer by a long shot. But there we are. Yeah, and then when it came to the design, it's one of those mutation designs that I do, and no matter how many times I do it, it is tricky to come up with different shapes. And I'm trying to use bits of reference from previous things that I did. And what I ended up thinking with this one is that to try and vary up the shapes, I thought make some look like almost sausages, which I hope you don't see this in it and go, that's where he did sausages. But yeah, make some look like sausages, make some look like bits of intestines that I've drawn before from a cow's stomach, and bits that look like, I don't know, just bits of things that you'd imagine if you were present during an autopsy or something like that. Something quite unpleasant, but I thought if I just draw it in a mutation way, and then at the same time kind of bones with bits of chicken meat or whatever on it. I say chicken meat, could be human flesh, whatever. The point being, I wanted to try and include that because I do a lot of similar shapes that are kind of similar to, is it kidneys or something which I'm drawing? I need to double check on internal organs and see what it is that I'm actually drawing, and maybe familiarise myself with other internal organs so that I have some reference in my mind of what else I can do, because it becomes difficult to keep these shapes varied and interesting so that they can bounce off each other and interact in a way on the surface that makes the image become this visceral texture. And what I ended up doing as well is realizing, which I realized quite late, that if I make it this kind of, what's the word, is it amorphous? Yeah, amorphous kind of blob that has bits that stick off separately. So say the mass is like that and the bit sticks off, shoots off separately, and you can see the dimensions of this shooting off and this coming down here, and it has this kind of almost wrinkly texture to it. That's something I forget to do until late. Sorry, my desk is creaky, so you may hear when I put my arms on the desk, so sorry about that. That's something which I forget about until quite late, but I did that. And then what else? Bits of kind of almost like, I don't know how to describe it, almost like beans inside of pods, inside of strings. Those I quite like because it's a different texture. It almost looks like chain links for, is it chain links? For links in the chain of a bicycle. Things like that I quite like. What I should start including is more, I did one called Orbs of Light, I think I called it. And that is, or light ovals? I can't remember what I called the video, but if I do remember, I will put a link for it here. There. Anyway, in that one, what I did was I took inspiration from the farming project, where we are photographing, drawing, painting, considering this black plastic silage wrap that's wraps up hay bales. When that's just dumped in a field, it's ugly because it's litter and it's kind of, really bad for the environment. But it's beautiful because it's this incredible texture that's juxtaposed against grass and mud and dirt. And it's very interesting artistically and aesthetically. It's very engaging. That I used for that doodle, the orbs of light, or whatever it's called, light ovals, or whatever I called it. And that's something I should incorporate more, because you can't tell what it is, and you can do folds and kind of lengths and strips of this kind of material that looks as though it could be organic matter, even though what I'm conjuring is the silage wrap. But I didn't in this piece. I'm using, as the box you'll have seen at the beginning, I'm using a box from Viennetta, which I love as a dessert. It's something which, when it was getting thrown away, I thought, actually, I will save that because it's got enough horizontal panels to use for drawings. And then when I realised that I hadn't yet uploaded a 500 subscriber thank you and celebration video, I thought this is the box for that, I think. So yeah, great fun. It's a nice little milestone for me, and I appreciate your support. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. There are interesting things coming up. I've done a digital drawing recently, or a physical drawing and then digitized it, so that'll be coming up soon, and lots of other things. So chaos, as always, chaos. See you soon.